Yeah, JJ, you knew it was going to be tough from a result standpoint, just given Golden State's lineup and yours. But did you see some bright spots like in Quincy and in Bronny, still find their way to be largely efficient and get some shots off against their basically their best defensive group, even with Steph out?
Certainly, there were some bright moments. Yeah, bright moments. Probably look at it a little more holistically and not individually. All those guys that played tonight, we have had some great days with them in the gym throughout the summer. They've all had practices where they've really stood out. A number of the guys that played tonight were instrumental in the Milwaukee comeback. We collectively just didn't have it tonight. I thought, I obviously can do a better job trying to get us easier baskets, but just didn't have it. And I think overall, I'm encouraged by the growth that we've had as a group, and we'll be better. We'll be better.
JJ, you spoke before the game about how the preseason's been a little bit uneven. As you get ready for Tuesday's opener, how much do you feel like you'll be able to take out of all the stuff that you've tried to put in the preseason versus just, okay, now it's game one, got to get the result. Here's the specific game plan. And I know you go a lot of ways with that, but just curious.
No, our group is ready to play in the regular season. We'll have 2 practices on Sunday and Monday to sharpen some things up and to have a couple new installs for just different defensive coverages. But our group's ready to play. We've as a whole, we've built the foundation to go play a regular season game.
JJ, to go from big picture back to focusing on tonight, Bronny, after struggling shooting the ball through the bulk of the preseason, had a more efficient night. And if you think back to the summer league, he kind of struggled offensively through the beginning of it and had a stronger performance to end it. Just as a coaching staff, how do you feel about him having that as a building block as he goes into the next stage of the season?
Yeah, I think for him and all our younger players, they're all the moments are building blocks, not just the good moments. The bad moments are learning opportunities. I think you have to have a level of patience, a level of optimism. I am very confident in the level of work that our young guys have had. So, again, I think, for him, I'm sure it felt good to, I don't know, what do you have, 17 points? Yeah, I'm sure it felt good to have 17 points. I'm not even remotely concerned about that. It's not even on my radar. Like, we're trying to help him grow into a great basketball player. I'm sure he feels good about it, and he should. That's important for, I think, every basketball player that's ever touched the court, is to score points. But some of the other stuff, I've seen real improvement and some attention to detail, and I've seen that from all our young guys. So yeah, I'm encouraged by all of it.
JJ, one of the things you've spoken about, players have spoken about, though, is competitiveness and having that every day. Opportunities for playing time for some of these guys in the preseason is pretty limited. Did you feel like they were there competitively enough today?
We talked about it as a group at halftime. I don't think the level of competitiveness was up to our standard. What we've tried to establish and what we've talked about, and frankly, what we've done in September and what we've done in preseason so far. They know that. I don't need to belabor the point.
Hi, yeah. Here. I'd like to know your thoughts about Bronny in terms of what's happening off the court. I mean, all the pressure that he can receive. How is he managing that part of the game, because he is who he is?
Yes, he's a very grounded young man who is very coachable and has a very good head on his shoulders. It's a couple conversations that I've had with him just about, what it's like to be him. And I'm sure there's some amazing things that come with being him. There's probably some hard things that come with being him too. And I think he's handled it with a lot of class and grace. And again, I've said this a number of times. He's a pleasure to coach.
All right. Yeah, Bronny, you talked a lot about how last year was just interrupted, right? You didn't really get that chance to play in a lot of the big game minutes and all that. Tonight, 35 minutes. You have a pretty efficient scoring night. What did it feel like to just get all of that burn and get a chance to settle into a game?
Just gave me a chance to be myself. I feel like that's where I'm the most comfortable, just going out there and playing my game. So yeah, it was just a great feeling to go out there and not think as much as I do and just play.
JJ said he's not, concerned about what a point total is, good or bad, or he just thinking about how to continue to develop you into a great player ultimately. But at the same time, it feels good to be on the court, scoring points, like hitting shots. And how are you balancing that? As yeah, you do enjoy that, but you're still thinking about the bigger picture for this year.
Yeah, I mean, like I've told you, just trying to focus on what my role is and excelling at that. But yeah, if I'm given the opportunity to go out there and play 35 minutes, then I'm, going to go out there and play. So I feel like I'll be given an amazing opportunity to go and, showcase what I can do down the road. If that's not right now, if that's not what he wants me to do right now. So yeah, it's just a great moment for me.
Hey, Bronny, a couple for you. We just had Quincy in here, and he's really emotional about the opportunity he's had with this organization, what it meant to him to have that game in front of Steph. What's it been like kind of working with him since you've been here? You guys connected on that lob today. It seems like you guys have some kinship.
Yeah, I mean, in practice, we're always together in our other team playing against the starters and stuff. So we've built that connection off the court. Well, on the court, but off the arena hard floor. So, just building that connection with him. He's a great guy. I mean, I love playing with him. Great spirit. He plays hard all the time. So it was great that we were both given that opportunity to go out there and showcase what we can do.
That was the second thing I was going to ask was like opportunity when it's hard, I'd imagine, not knowing when the tap would come during games or how much you're going to be out there and trying to find a rhythm, but like knowing what it was going to be like today. What was pregame like for you? Were you even a different level locked in, a different level of excited because you knew you were going to get a real long runway?
No, not necessarily. We always have these games in our practices, the stay ready games that the rotation guys or non-rotation guys play. So I just try to prepare myself every game we have the same way, so I can stay ready for those opportunities.
Bronny, what does this give you just going into the next stage of the season to be finishing off preseason with this performance personally?
Again, like I said to you, just a little bit of confidence going into the season. Even though I, might not be in that rotation, might be playing, but just going into practice, maybe G League games, with that, confidence in myself to go out there and play my game. I feel like that's the biggest part tonight.
We saw Steph on the court with you conversing a bit after the game. Anything about that message? I mean, I've seen him, last year coming up to you at a Lakers game when you were in the stands, checking in with you. But what was the message today?
Just catching up, but mainly just, him telling me to play my game and be myself. Also just giving some pointers on, things to do in certain situations, but nothing too crazy.
Bronny, where do you think you've made the biggest strides since day one of preseason? What areas do you feel like you've gained maybe the most comfort?
I'd say just like JJ has always emphasized being a menace on the defensive end and being disruptive. So just taking pride in, picking up full court and, guarding guys like Buddy Hield. He's running all over the place. But yeah, just taking pride on the defensive end is my biggest thing, I think.
Hi, Bronny. Today is the last preseason game. Overall, what do you think the most part of the game do you need to improve?
Again, just that defensive side of things. But also tonight was, I was given an opportunity to go showcase my offensive game. And I did that a little bit. So I feel like my confidence, I feel like that's the biggest thing for me right now is, uplifting myself. Thank you.
A couple days ago, you mentioned just the focus on your defense and the running and just kind of showing you're willing to do whatever it takes to be in the league. But your offensive game has been pretty efficient. 3-point shooting, creating your own look, creating looks for teammates. How rewarding do you feel like it is? You got a chance to show that, even in a context like tonight against a good team.
It's first, I just want to start by giving all honor and glory to God, because it's ultimately rewarding, and honestly, that's the biggest reason why I chose number 41, because the number 41 in the Bible means patience. And the biggest thing I always tell myself and when I pray is, on 40 days and 40 nights, the storm was there, but on day 41, everything seemed to make sense, and it all became clear. So patience will always, patience and trust will always take you far. And so having a game like today on the last preseason game, especially in front of my favorite player to ever pick up a basketball, it was just an amazing feeling. Coach McMillan always tells me that it's okay to want to be a playmaker and learn to be whatever a team needs, but at the end of the day, my true gift is scoring and shooting. So always look for an efficient shot first before you look to just pass it up and try to be just a pass-first point guard, because I can score the ball ultimately. And this today was just honestly rewarding, especially doing it at an efficient level.
And then just what do you feel like are next steps for you?
Just go home and talk with my agent, see what comes next. I just want a job in the NBA. Like, it's the only thing I've wanted since I was like 5 years old. And my dad always said my biggest gift is my energy. And energy can never be created or destroyed, only transferred. So I bring energy to whatever team wants me, and I lift every group up. And I just want to see what I honestly don't know what comes next either. Every day I just approach it like it could be my last. And Rui hit it on the head today. This is like the last chance for people like me, because tomorrow's not promised and neither is next week. But what is guaranteed is I have an opportunity today to go out and make a lasting impression.
Quincy, I have a couple for you. First of all, when you reflect on your preseason effort for the Lakers, you helped them get their first win in Milwaukee with a big late effort. Tonight you get the start and you lead the team in scoring. Just how do you kind of judge yourself based on your ability to take the opportunity you were given and do something with it?
My dad's preached the same thing since I picked up a basketball. Did I play hard and did I have fun? I definitely have fun. I think like yesterday when we played the Suns, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker knew my name, and it was just like the biggest surprise. I'm 23 years old, but every time I put on an NBA jersey or come to an NBA practice, I'm that eight-year-old kid that's just begging my dad to take me to an NBA game. And so coming out today, I didn't know I was starting until the game when we went through our scout before the game, and I was just like, wow, first career NBA start in the last game. I've had this great feeling all day. Why not capitalize? So I would definitely say I took advantage because I had fun. And not only did I have fun, I played hard with the opportunity I had. And win or loss, made or missed shot, I know I gave it my all.
And you mentioned Book and KD knowing who you are. It looked like maybe your favorite player of all time also knows who you are. We saw Steph Curry having some words with you on the court after the game. What can you tell us about that conversation?
Man, it's crazy because I've liked him since I was in like 6th grade. Like, it was, I don't even know what to say, man, because like that's my favorite player ever. And the first thing he told me was like, I'm a big fan of your game. And like, truth be told, I'm a big fan of him. Like I had his jersey. He signed it twice. I used to sleep under that jersey, and like I just wanted to be like him so bad. And so just to be able to meet him, him be able to have some respect for me, and then us to talk in the back, he gave me a pair of his shoes and signed them. Like that meant the world to me, man. Like my dad knows, my mom knows. Like it just means a lot. And like I don't know. It just means a lot.
Hey, Armel. So you spent the summer league, of course, with the Lakers, and now all training camp, and get a chance to kind of show the team what you can do and what skills you bring. What do you feel like is the main point of emphasis for what they asked, and then how do you feel like you were able to produce that?
I would say, first of all, I'm trying to do what the coach want me to do. So I'm trying to just be a dog, you know. Be there on defense, be there on offense, and make the right play. Got everybody on defense, 1, 2, 5, and just play hard, you know. That's all.
Yeah, that seems like that was evident. You did have some minutes with some of the vets tonight. It was more of the younger guys. But do you feel like the way that you play could fit in pretty well with those vets? Just the energy, like you mentioned, switching 1 through 5. And do you see kind of a path for you in the NBA moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. I got to make my game on that. Start first of all with defense, and today I didn't show well in defense on offense. I did 2-8, but it's a game like that. But like you say, first of all for me is came in defense.
Armel, a bunch of you guys are rookies on this team, but in different circumstances. A two-way deal, a training camp deal, a second-round draft pick deal. How have you guys been able to compete with one another, but also support one another in, trying to make the roster or make an impact?
We're just a family, you know. We all have the same objective, the same goal. So we're just here to compete and just show what we can do and trying to be on the rotation.
With that said, what type of emotions do you have seeing Bronny break through with a nice game after some shooting struggles, and Quincy having another nice game?
I'm so glad for both of them. So they're every day on the gym working out. So I'm glad for Bronny. I'm glad for Q, and we gotta keep going like that, because that's what everyone got his own role, and that's one of the stuff that we gotta understand.
Armel, going through this process, getting this really extended taste of the NBA, what stood out to you in terms of how the league is, what's different? Did anything kind of pop in that way that'll change maybe what comes next and how you get better and what you try to work on?
Oh, you talk about difference between overseas and the NBA?
Yeah.
I would say first of all the pace. The pace here is like I see in family crazy, But that's good because that's one of the strengths of my game too, to play fast and just get the crash and go on offense. So, I'm trying to get used, and I think I play good. Like since the summer league, I get used. So, I'm just like first of all blessed and trying to do everything that I can to help the team.
Cool. Thanks, Armel.
Thank you.